Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Tutorial Time by KU. So in today's session we are going to see what do you mean by software and what are the different types of software. So what is a software? So software we can call it as a computer program. Okay, so basically what is a software? It is a set of instructions that we provide to our computer. Okay, so using that instructions, using that program, your computer will do the work for you. Okay, so your software is a set of programs, we can say more than one program will make your software, and program is a set of instructions. Okay, so one by one all the instructions or steps or the procedure is written in the form of program using any of the programming language. So it software is also you can call it as the another term for computer program, but here you have to remember it that it is not just a single program, it is a group of programs, more than one program. Now second one, it controls the computer and makes it do work. Okay, so there are different types of software. Some software will control your computer, uh, and it will make the other application programs or other programs or other softwares to do the work. Okay, so that type of software that we will be using, that are called as system software. Okay, that will be responsible for controlling the computer. How they will do that we are going to see in the next part. Now the third thing that you will see here, that without software your computer is useless. Okay, so if you are not having software installed in your computer, you cannot use your computer. Okay, so there are system software, uh, that is the most important software that we can say that will help your computer work. Okay, and you can install other softwares that you need accordingly. uh, the fourth thing is software is a set of instruction that makes the computer work. So that point we have seen, that this is a set of instructions. Okay, so every to do anything in real life, also to do any simple task, we have to follow some process. Okay, so that process is written in the form of steps. Okay, and that steps are converted into program. Okay, so that program will instruct your computer how to complete any of the tasks, so that we call it as a software. Now if we are talking about types of software, there are basically two types of software. The first one is the system software and the second one is the application software. Now we will take one example. Okay, now this is related to your school. So in school, if you are having a class teacher, so we can consider every class is having a class teacher. So the role of class teacher is different, and you may be having one or more subjects, so that there will be a subject teacher. So there can be Marathi subject, Hindi subject, any other subject. It can be PT, it can be music. Okay, so there are these are two teachers. Okay, so there are different roles that they can perform. So first thing that we are going to see the role of class teacher. Okay, now what is the role of class teacher? Your class teacher may be assigned one or more subjects and she will teach you that. Okay, she will take your attendance and keep the record of every student. Okay, so she is responsible to maintain record of each and every student. Also she will be preparing the result according to the marks and score, and she will keep the progress record of the student. So we can consider in this case that your class teacher is responsible to look after the whole class and she performs many roles. Now there is a second teacher. Okay, so we can call it as a subject teacher. For example, if there is a music subject, so what is the role of music teacher, music subject teacher? That he or she will teach you the music. Okay, that is the role, and she will keep the record for that subject only. Okay, so she will not keep the other records, we can say overall record. She will be only responsible for that single subject. Now same things we can apply to our software. Okay, now we will be considering our class teacher as system program, or we can say the system software. and the second, that is the subject teacher as an application program. Okay, so basically we are having two types of software that we are using. The first one is already there in your computer, already there, and it is called as the system program or system software. So that software is responsible, uh, or it will be controlling the whole computer. Okay, how much memory is there, which program is assigned which memory, on the other things. Okay, we are going to see that also. So your system program or your system software is just like your class teacher. She will be responsible for the whole class. Here your system program, system software will be controlling your complete or your whole computer. But your subject teacher is just like your application program. Okay, now for example, application program can be any of the application. It can be your paint application, it can be any game application, and many applications are there. Now what is the uh, role or what is the task of the game application? You can play any game. Okay, so no other things are there that your game program can do. Okay, if you are using some notepad, word pad, then you can use that for writing. Okay, it cannot do anything like it can play music. Okay, so that for that we are having different application program, application software. Okay, so it's just like your subject teacher will perform only one role or limited role, just like that only your application program is having a single role or limited role, we can say. So these are the two types of software that are there in your computer. Now we will see your system software. Okay, now system software most important component for running a computer. Now here we have to understand that if you are not having any of the application program installed, it is okay. Okay, your computer will work. But if your computer is not having system software, your computer will not work. Okay, and the most important part of your system software is the operating system. Okay, so your system software is divided basically into three parts, we can say: the operating system, programming software, and utility software. One by one we are going to see all the three. Okay, but this system software should be there in your computer, then only your computer can work. Now the first part that we will be seeing, that is the operating system. Now operating system is called as the important software that will help your computer to work, or it will run your computer. So it manages the computer's memory. Okay, for example, if you are open some word file, excel file, and if you are done the updations, and if you are saving that file, giving some name, and you are saving that file. Okay, so every file will be assigned some memory. Okay, and every memory will have some memory address. Okay, so that things or that record, we can say, about each and every file in your computer is managed or it's kept with the operating system. Also all the softwares and the hardware, we cannot directly access them. Okay, your operating system is the intermediate thing, we can say intermediate software that will help us use the other softwares like application softwares and any of the hardware that we are attaching to our computer. So example of operating system: Windows operating system is there, Linux is there. Okay, if you are using mobile, in mobile also we are having operating system like Android. Okay, so these are the operating system, and at both the places, whether it is your mobile or it is your computer, we should have that software, then only our computer or our mobile will work. Now the next thing is it allows you to communicate with the computer and use the resources. Okay, so uh, operating system, it as we have seen that it is intermediate. Okay, without system program or without operating system we cannot directly use any of the resources. Okay, so there are some things, or for example, if you want to communicate, okay, with the computer, now how we can communicate with the computer? For example, if we can use the keyboard and we can type. Okay, and when we are typing, the input is given to your computer. You can give your voice input also, or there are different things like there can be a mouse, you can click on that, you can drag the file. So this is how we are giving the inputs to your computer. That is, we are communicating with our computer, and whatever thing or whatever task we are doing. For example, if I am clicking on any of the file or folder on my desktop, now what is that, I want that file or folder to get open. Okay, so that is the way I am telling the computer to do that task. So what your operating system will do, it will open that file for you. If you click on any of the file or folder 2 times, it will open for that file or folder for you. So that is the task that is done by your operating system. Okay, and it also allows you to use the resources. So whatever resources we will be attaching to your computer, that will be you can use. Whether it can say, you can say, if you want to save your file, if you want to attach your computer, if you want to scan something, so all resources can be used by you only with the help of your operating system. Now without operating system, computer is of no use. Now this is one more point that we have already discussed here, that if you are not having operating system means what, basically your system software, then you cannot use your computer. Now we are going to see what are the different types of operating system. Okay, now it comes preloaded with computer, but you can upgrade or change it. Okay, now if you are taking any of the uh, if you are buying any new computer, okay, so already 99% we can say, or 90% your Windows operating system will be there. Okay, so they are preloaded. Okay, you don't need to install them. It will come by default with your computer. Okay, and in the case if you want to upgrade, okay, if you want to update that, or even if you want to change, you can change your operating system. Okay, now there are three common options for personal computers. Okay, many of the computers we are using Microsoft Windows. Okay, it can be Mac OS or it can be Linux. There are many different versions also, but basically we can say that many of the users are using Windows Windows, or we can say Linux. Okay, now what are the different functions of an operating system? So operating system performs three different types of functions. So this we are talking in brief. There are many others. So first one we can say it manages computer resources. Okay, so for example, I am attaching a printer to my computer. Okay, and using I will be opening any of my Word file, and I will give the command. Okay, I will click on the print command. Okay, so what is my task here? What I want to do, I want to take the print of that page on my paper using the printer. Okay, so it what is there, your operating system will be helping you to do that job. Okay, now here not only computer resources but memory also. Okay, so memory we can say, and if you are sharing, if your system is being shared, okay, that time also um, it will be there will be some queue. Okay, so which user has given the first command, then second, third. Okay, so all the sequence will be recorded, we can say, by your operating system. Now it provides a user interface. User interface means what? It provides a means by which we can communicate. Okay, so we have seen this earlier also, that we cannot directly communicate with your hardware, or we cannot use any of the your computer resources directly. Okay, so your operating system is the means by which we can communicate with our computer, and we can get our task or job done. And the third thing that is mentioned here, that it runs applications. So whatever application we are using, it can be a music application, it can be a video, it can be a paint application, it can be a game application. So your operating system will be helping you to run that application. So this is the third function of your operating system. Now, first one we will be seeing in detail, that is it will be managing the computer resources. Okay, so it will be basically responsible to coordinate with the memory. Coordinate with the memory. For example, if you want to save some files in your computer, okay, so your computer operating system will be already having record how much memory space is available. Okay, so this may happen that sometimes if you try to save any of the videos, any of the files, there may be, it may happen that there is no space, okay, we can say. So such type of message also your operating system will provide you. Okay, so there can be any processing, storage, okay, there can be printing, scanning, everything is coordinated by, or you can say managed by your operating system. Now it also monitors system performance. Okay, now here also if any of the application is taking more time, it is using more memory. Okay, so there are some applications and it will be monitored by your computer operating system. Okay, it will be having that record. Then it provides security. Okay, so different security mechanisms that we can use, there can be a password and other things, okay, related to security. So that if you are setting any password, for example, so if you are not a valid user, if your password is not correct, so your operating system will not allow you to log in into your computer and use any of the resources. So this is also one of the tasks that we can say is done by your operating system. And start up the computer. Start up the computer means what? Whenever you turn on your computer, so what will be happening? The first thing that your computer will do is the loading of your operating system. Now once your operating system is loaded, then only it allows the user to use other application programs. Okay, so the startup process of the computer, or we can say your operating system is making your computer ready so that it can be used by the user. So that is also one of the tasks of your operating system. Now the second one that we have seen, that it provides a user interface. So it can be a character based interface where we can give the commands, or it can be a graphical user interface. Now what is a graphical user interface? Just like our Windows operating system uses graphical user interface. Now what is that? There are different buttons are there, there are different options are there, icons are there, you can click on that and you can use, you don't have to give any command. So these are called as graphical user interface. So this type of interface are also provided by your operating system. Then now the third one, that is runs application. Okay, so all the application programs that are there in your computer, that they will not run without help of your operating system. So your operating system will help you or the application programs to run properly. Now first one we are talking, that is multitasking. So multitasking means what? At the same time we can open many of the applications. For example, I can play a music application, at the same time I can open my Word file, I can do the typing, I can open the third application. Okay, there is no such thing that only one application can work at the one time. Okay, so your computer is multitasking and your operating system will help you to achieve that. Now the third one is foreground and background applications. Okay, so there are many applications that are running on your screen and at the background also, we can say. So it can be an antivirus, it can be such like applications. Okay, so your operating system has the record, okay, which applications are running, which application is taking how much CPU time. Okay, so what like that we can say the data is available or it is managed by your operating system. Now the second software that we are going to see, that is the part of your system software, is the programming software. Okay, now programming software, it is a software that helps the programmer in developing other software. Now the examples are compilers, assemblers, debugger, interpreter, etc. Now here we already know that compiler, assembler, these all are used while we are writing any of the program. For example, there is a compiler. If you want to write a C language program, then we will be writing the program, you will be typing the program, and there will be a compiler that will check your program. Okay, if there is any mistake, if there is an error, it will tell you that. Okay, so these are the helping softwares that will help you to develop other softwares. Okay, so these are called as the programming software. Now the next part of the system software is the utility software. Now what is utility software? These software are provided as the part of operating system. Okay, so these are also the part of your operating system. They manage the computer hardware, operating system and application software. Okay, now we will see one by one what are the examples of utility software. So these are basically the helping software. So they will help or they will increase the performance of your computer. Now first one is backup utility. Now backup utility means what? For example, if you are having some important files or any data on your computer, you can take a backup of the files. Okay, so for example, if something gets deleted, you can restore that if you are having backup. Okay, so there are some backup utilities that you can use so that your data will not, you will not lose any data. Okay, in case if something happens, so you can restore that. So that is called as backup utility. Then data compression program. Now a file can be compressed into a file of smaller size so that it occupies less space and it is easy to store. Now compress means what? You can reduce the size of the file. Why? Because if you reduce the size of the file, it will take less memory and in your computer you can store many files, more files. Okay, so this type of data compression programs are also there that will help you to reduce the size of your file. Now the next one is disk defragmenter. Okay, so this divides large files into pieces and stores in different locations on the disk. Okay, now what is this disk defragmenter? For example, if you want to store any large file and if there is not enough space. Okay, now usually our memory in your computer is divided into blocks. Okay, block wise or we can say some part wise your computer or your file will be stored. Okay, so if that block or if that part is not big enough to store the whole file at a time, so your operating system may divide that into some parts and it will be storing that at different locations. But your operating system will keep the record of each and every part. Okay, so it can store large files, but what can be this disadvantage? If you want to access that files again, your operating system needs to search each and every part and it will again combine that file, we can say, and it will display you. Okay, so it can reorganize that files also, that parts also, we can say. So this is a disk defragmenter program that can help you to store large files in your computer. Now the last one is the virus scanner. Okay, now what is a virus scanner? So it is a program that will scan your computer for virus. Okay, now what is a virus? It is a program, but basically it is a harmful program that can delete your files, that can change the setting, or it can do anything. Okay, so we can, that is dependent upon that virus file. Okay, so basically it is there that it can damage your computer. Okay, so if you want to protect your computer, you can install this virus software. Okay, antivirus software. So what is this? It will scan your disk each time you insert into your computer. Okay, so whatever new things you are, for example, if you want to download something or if you are attaching a pen drive, so every time you will be doing anything, your antivirus will scan that files, and if it is okay, then only it will allow you to open that or it will give you the message accordingly. So this is the utility software that will be helping you to do your work properly. Now the application software. Now second types of software that we have seen was the application software. Now this is very easy. An application software plays an important role in helping users execute different tasks using computer. So it is designed to be used by end user. End user means what? We are the end user. Now for example, I am using the Pend program, then I am the end user. Okay, so examples are database program, word processor, spreadsheet, email application, computer games, graphic programs. Okay, so all these programs, application programs are there. Okay, so if you want to play music, you can use the music related application program. If you want to write something, you can use any of the word program. Okay, so like this application programs are there that can be directly used by us. Okay, now there are some of the examples. There is a Excel, that is the part of MS Office. There can be Notepad, there can be Paint, there can be any of the game programs. So these are all the application programs that we can use, and this is the second type of software that we are using. Now this was all for today's session. To provide any suggestions or questions, please click on the following link. Okay, so I will be pasting this link in the description box also. If you are having any questions or queries or any comments, you can send me, or you can also mail me on this email ID tutorialtimebykeyur@gmail.com. Thank you.